Hi, I'm Allison. I'm 43 years old. I live alone in the woods with my 2 dogs, and this is week 25 of my weight loss journey. I'm glad you're here. Good morning. It's Saturday morning, July 19th, and it's been a little over a week since I last posted. And we're going to do a get ready with me while I talk about what has happened in the last week. It's been a lot. And I'll fill you all the way in. But the first thing we're gonna do is take a shower. So let's go. Okay, let's talk about it. I have now taken a shower and clearly my hair is up in rollers. This is how you get, in my world, massive volume. And today I have a date with a new guy. This is actually a second date, and we're gonna go walk on the beach and then take a ferry to grab a drink. Sounds like a very good date. I'm excited. I'm very excited. Okay, so let's talk about the last week. What the hell has been happening? I don't even know what I weigh right now. I don't think I've weighed myself in a week, which I don't know how I feel about that. There's a part of me that's like, okay, that I took a break from knowing. And then there's another part of me that's like, Allison, that's a slippery slope. So I don't know. I definitely feel like weighing myself every day is the right choice for me. I got this super cute little container at the thrift store for like $2, and it holds all my makeup. I love it. Let's put on some lip oil. So last Friday I went to karaoke, and I usually hang out with different groups of people when I go. It kind of like depends on who's around. And last Friday I hung out with this group that included a guy named Bob. And I've seen Bob around. I've talked to Bob before. Bob's not a new to me guy. And so we hung out for most of the evening. Now, I will say that Bob is fine in small doses, but we'll get to what ended up happening here coming up. So that was Friday. I sang a new song. I sang Teenage Dirtbag by Wheatus, and I killed it. I was very proud. And I sang it again last night, and the whole crowd like loved it and sang along, and it was really great. It's probably one of my best songs at this point, and I've only done it twice. So Sunday, I get a message from Bob saying, if I can get extra tickets to the Incubus show, do you want to go? And I was like, yeah, I want to go. Oh man, I have such a huge bug bite right here on my forehead. It itches. They feasted on me. I said, yeah, definitely, I want to go. So he is friends with the bassist of Incubus. She lives up by me. She lives about 15 minutes away. And he's kind of like a informal caretaker for them when they travel and that kind of stuff. So he was able to get an extra ticket. And these weren't just any tickets. They were backstage tickets and green room tickets because he is friends with the band. So we left. I worked late on Monday night. The concert was Tuesday. So Monday was kind of like a blur of getting ready. Like, I worked a very, very long day because I worked my regular 8 hours plus another 4 hours so I could leave. So it was a 12-hour day. Damn, that's a lot. Okay, so I worked a 12-hour day on Monday so that I could go to the concert on Tuesday without taking any leave, although I have a ton of leave and I just have a lot of work to do, so I don't, even though I have a ton of leave, I don't really have time to take off because I got deadlines. On Tuesday, we leave at 1 o'clock and the concert's in Seattle. He picks me up and we hit the road, and I immediately know that there's gonna be a few small issues. And I don't know that there's gonna be bigger issues, but there's gonna be a few small issues, I can tell immediately. He is annoyed with needing to stop for anything that I might need, like food, bathroom, that kind of stuff. But he's totally cool stopping all the places that he needs to stop for himself. And I was like, well, that sucks. He's very road ragey, which is stressful for me. I think it's stressful for a lot of people. He, oh man, that bug bite itches so bad. He's a very tentative driver on the way down. He was very unsure about driving in the city, which is fine. A lot of people don't drive in the city. And so we finally got to our destination. We had pizza with a big group of people who were also going to the concert. And then I gave him the wrong directions and we started driving towards the wrong stadium. So embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. The stadium we needed to go to was like right there next to the pizza place, and I had us go across town. It only took an extra 15 minutes in each direction, half an hour total, and we weren't late by any means. So like it was no harm, no foul, but I was really embarrassed because here I am like, oh yeah, I totally know this city, and then I take us to the wrong stadium. I'm like, how embarrassing. So we get to the stadium, and then he wants to get parked and get in, and that's cool, you know, but he doesn't understand that the stadium or the venue is no re-entry. So we get in, and then he's like, okay, let's go out and smoke. I don't smoke, but let's go out and smoke. And I'm like, well, we can't come back in. And he's like, what? We can't go back in. So the entire night he was like grumpy about the fact that we had rushed in, which we didn't rush in, he rushed in. And how he really, really wanted to smoke. So he was like super, super distracted by that. And then we had these stickers. Here, I'll show them. Okay, so here's the ticket. Climate Pledge Arena, July whatever. It's Tuesday. Does it even say the date? Yeah, July. Of course it does. July 15th. Yeah, okay. So anyway, and then we had these stickers. One sticker on each side of my dress, green room and stage right. So we had these stickers, and they got a lot of stares because people were like, I want those stickers. He didn't want to ask any questions about these stickers. He just wanted to like wait until somebody told us what we were supposed to do. And I was like, hell no, I'm gonna ask a bunch of questions and make sure that I'm not missing out on an opportunity, right? So he was kind of like frustrated that I was asking a bunch of questions. I don't get why that was. We got to watch the concert from stage right, which was basically backstage. It was absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. The sound was crap, of course, because that's not where the sound is optimized, but oh, that's pretty. I haven't used that blush in a while. Oh, that's really pretty. I like that combination. That's a base level red flush with a purple over the top. And why is the right side of my face I always apply more blush than on the left side of my face? I don't understand why that is. Excuse me, I got the burps all of a sudden. Okay, so he doesn't want to ask any questions, but oh no, now I have the hiccups. Damn it. Are you kidding me? Okay, so we eventually figure out what we're supposed to be doing with the passes, and we find out where we're supposed to stand. So we got to go back into the green room before the concert, and then Incubus travels with a branded ping pong table, which is kind of fun. There's free beer, free water in the green room. The green room is not very fancy, but that's cool. Doesn't need to be. I just didn't know what to expect. The couches were actually green. And then we went to stage right, which was backstage, and took our place with, it was like a whole bunch of people from our town got to go. So I knew a bunch of people who were there, which was fun. And then we watched the entire show from backstage. So basically we were staring at their asses and the entire crowd of people. And it was spectacular. It was a once in a lifetime experience unless you know the band. And I don't know the band, so I don't expect for this to happen again. Although I did get a chance to talk to Nicole, who is the bassist, and she was super sweet, very, very nice, and just like seemed like a cool chick. So if I was able to like just hang out with her, be friends with her, she seems like a cool person to chill with. So I appreciated that. And then we watched, after the show, we went back into the green room and it was crazy. Nothing like crazy happened, but it was just loud and busy, and there were lots and lots of people, and the band came out and did meet and greets, and people were playing ping pong, and we only got to hang out till about 12:15, and then they broke it all up and sent everyone home. But the band was on their way to Eugene, and yeah, it was just a really good night. It was an incredible experience, the concert itself. But then we have the trip home. Heaven help me. Heaven help us all. Dude was such a reckless driver. He was so scary. He could not, and he was not wasted. Like, yeah, I am very careful about that. He could not maintain a lane position. He was distracted and on his phone. He was driving freaking 90 miles an hour. I'll put up here what that is in kilometers per hour. But oh my God, it was so fast. It was so scary. I literally thought I was gonna die. There were multiple times where I was like, okay, I gotta get out of this car and find another way home. I can't, it's not safe for me to continue like this. And I am so pissed at myself. One of the things I'm working on in counseling is the fact that I have learned that I grew up in a family where I was conditioned to protect the feelings of my father. I think I've probably talked about this before, and I know I'm not alone. Actually, I have talked about it before because people have commented on it. And that has been extrapolated to all men, protect the feelings of all men. And so what I realized I did on this trip home from the concert is I was choosing small town harmony and not wanting to be in an argument with this dude at karaoke on Fridays and Saturdays over my life. My God, I'm so disappointed in my choice. And I know I'm not the first person to have ever made such a choice. Like, it's just, I was today years old, this week years old when I realized that, how that was affecting my safety. And I don't love that. So, he also played his karaoke list at full volume and sang along with it even louder because he's hard of hearing. And that was after a loud concert, and it's a 3-hour trip home. And then the Bluetooth connection started to skip on the music, and so he was still singing along to the very loud skipping music, and I asked if he could maybe turn it off because the skipping was bothering me. So he turned it off, but then he started to whistle. Oh, I should mention that when he was driving 90 miles an hour, I did ask him to slow down, and he didn't even give a shit. Like, he was like, oh, fine. So it was the lack of compassion for the fact that he'd scared me, that he didn't care that he was driving so recklessly, just all that stuff. And then I got so stressed that I got super bad restless legs, and that was really uncomfortable. And I had the dogs at home, and I've never left them that long. My neighbor did come in and check on them, but I was like pretty stressed about whether they were okay. They were just fine. They were only alone for like 4 hours and then another 4 hours. So because she came and hung out with them. So I finally got home. I made it in one piece. Thank goodness. And then I feel like something else happened. Maybe not. I just was super, super angry for the rest of the week. And anger is something I'm working on being able to properly express. And I feel like it sort of brews a lot, and I can't get it to come to the surface. And so it just kind of lingers and bothers me at a low level for many, many days. Whereas if I were to just blow up and get mad about something, maybe I could just let it go. So I'm still trying to figure that out. I don't know. And then what else? What else? Oh, I forgot to tell you about my date. I had a first date with this new dude. And that date was on Sunday, so before the concert. And I had a grooming appointment for Maverick. Maverick has to be groomed professionally because when he doesn't want to do something, he's 125 pounds of dead weight. And so I can't bathe him alone. So he has to go into the groomer to get a bath. So I met this guy on Tinder and we were chatting, and then he was really eager to meet me before the work week started. So he drove all the way up to where I live. He lives a ways away. And we went out to lunch while the dog got groomed. And it was a really good lunch. And we have a second date today. And what else happened? I've done an absolute metric butt ton, as my dad would say, of yard work. I have exposed 2 massive rocks that were entirely covered by ivy. And in order to get so I was using a bladed weed whacker to get down to a single layer of ivy, and then you'd have to pull the ivy and clip, pull the ivy and clip, and just keep doing that over and over again. So it's incredibly time consuming, but also very rewarding. And these rocks that I've literally never seen on my property are the size of like small cars. Like, they're so huge. I used to have a Fiat that might have been smaller than one of these rocks. So it's pretty spectacular. I can't wait to continue to uncover the rest of it, but I don't like doing the bladed weed whacker work because I get absolutely coated head to toe with little bits of nature. And then I immediately have to wash the clothes that I was wearing and then take a shower. So it's kind of like a process that you can't step away from without cleaning up. So I'm a little hesitant to do it until like the end of the day. Oh my God. And one night this week, speaking of the end of the day, I was out around dusk doing yard work because it was so hot this week. It was like almost 100 degrees in the Pacific Northwest. And I was doing yard work in the evening, and the mosquitoes absolutely feasted on me. Oh God, it was so bad. I'm still covered in bites. It's like one mosquito camped out on my back as I was bent over and just like had a meal. And there's so many mosquito bites. They love me so much. You'd think I'd use the bug spray that I own, but I don't. So I don't know what that's all about. I went and saw, I went and saw my friend by the sea, who is soon to have a new name, and she finished the journal. So check this beautiful piece out. This piece is being mailed to the winner of the friend nickname contest. So I went and visited my friend yesterday, and she gave me this, and the inside, see, it's got just blank pages, but the inside of the cover has some watercolor on it. Okay, so we went to dinner last night. I had a delicious Cuban sandwich, and she wrote down all of the names that you folks recommended for her, nicknames that you recommended for her. And there were some great ones. We couldn't even believe how many there were, 42 recommended nicknames. So thank you all so much for your participation in this. It's really fun. So Seabird, Snowbird, Seabelle, Miss Mermaid, Hot Dish. She liked that one for someone who knows the Midwest. Let's see here. Paintbrush, Watercolor Wonder, Neptune, She-Shell, Wanderlust, Brushstroke, Salty, Winter Mermaid, Painted Wave, Venus by the Sea, Dairy Muse. Yeah, so many. But the one that she chose is Art Sea Friend. So Art and then SEA, so Friend by the Sea, Art Sea Friend. So I went to have dinner with my artsy friend the other day, and we will go ahead and get in touch with the person who recommended that one on Instagram and send them direct message and get them the journal mailed out to them. So I'm super, super excited for the person who picked that and gets the journal. If you're interested in additional art like this, she's going to be making more, and we're going to figure out how to make these available to folks. They'll be pretty reasonably priced. Then they'll be available in batches as she finishes them. So I'm super excited to be able to offer these to my audience. Aren't they beautiful? I just can't even believe it. It's so spectacular. Her work is so spectacular. So thanks to everyone who participated in the Friend by the Sea renaming contest, nickname renaming contest, whatever we might want to call it. We were overwhelmed by the participation, and we're excited to potentially do more giveaway activities like that. So thank you. Let's go ahead and take out these curls and see what happened. Well, do we want to take out these curls? They still feel a little... I think I'm actually going to leave them in for a little while longer because they still feel a little bit damp. So today I'm headed out, got to drive because we're meeting in the middle. I think I'm going to take the dogs. I haven't decided yet. They would enjoy a walk on the beach, and it's only supposed to be the high 60s today, so it's safe for them to be in the car. So yeah, maybe I'll bring them along, and it should be a good day. I also feel like I have some work to do. I have a lot of deadlines, and work hasn't been this busy in a really long time. Regarding my food choices, I have been doing a little bit, what I consider a little bit better. I have been consuming less sugar. That's not accurate. I have been passing up temptation. Let's put it that way. I've been passing up temptation on a more regular basis, and that makes me feel a little bit more powerful in the face of food. And let's see. I do feel like I've gained a little bit of weight. I see it in my face, I think. And I just think I see it in my face. I don't know. Maybe I haven't, but or what's happening is maybe I don't see it in my face, but maybe I'm like no longer okay with how I look. I think that might be what's happening. Like in the sense that I lost 40 pounds and then that new face, that new look was kind of like a novelty. And then it started to just look like my face again. And now I'm ready to lose another 40 pounds. I also ran into somebody at karaoke last night who hadn't seen me in months and months, and they said I was looking really good. So that was really nice. My last steps here. Let's do this. This is my setting spray. And this setting spray is so much better than the one I had before, which was the one size. Oh, I hate that stuff. This is the Makeup by Mario setting spray. Much better. I don't know that it's like amazing. It's just everything's better than the one size, which feels like spraying Aquanet on your face, which is a terrible, terrible user experience. And then I'll have to do something with my lips here. Look at that bug bite. Oh my God, it's so big that it creates a shadow. Oh my God, okay. And then we'll do the wrap up and all that sort of stuff when my hair is down and I'm all dressed. That sounds like a plan. It is downright chilly this morning. So I'm finally dressed and ready to start my day. And I need to take these rollers out. So let's do that together. If you have reached the end of this video, go ahead and leave me a lipstick emoji to represent the Get Ready With Me that we did together today. Oh man, that one didn't go the way I wanted it to go. Oh shit. Okay. I might have to fix that one with a flat iron. Oh man. And remember, if you're on your own journey, we've got this. We also have some frizzy hair, but I'll fix that. Ah! Whoops. All right. There's all the rollers out. That's some big hair. Holy crap. Okay, so if you ever wanted volume, anyway, I will fix this and I'll see you all next time. Bye.